Cadre. Get going here. The big deal about the shave today is the razor. I'll show you that in just a second. I don't know, it's the monkey, John on the shaving Cadre, nice enough to be doing a pass around with 3 razors, 2 of them from Occam razor. I don't remember the name of the other one. It's like an Asylum RX knockoff or look-alike, what have you. By the way, lathering up with chiseled face, Cinnamon Barocca, supposed to be cedar, vanilla, sandalwood, and amber. Not talk too much about it. You can't get it anymore. I really like it though. Kind of a creamy, woody scent. So here's the razor. Isn't that crazy? So if you haven't seen anybody else on the Cadre shaving with this, you might not have seen it at all. It's from Occam's razor, which is weird because Occam's razor is like the simplest solution, right? But they have many different razors. You would think there would be one that's the simplest. Anyway, this is the O.R.E.N, but it's not O, it's O.R. and it stands for Occam's razor. Dang it, and I just forgot. Elite, no, something nano. I went and looked. Normally I'd leave you hanging. It's an Occam's razor enhanced nano. So that's, I guess the enhancement is getting rid of this stuff in the middle. Which I don't know, looked crazy. It looked, I mean, look at this. You can see all the way through the head. Can I get a background here so you can see right through there. I guess the idea, they said it's a floating head design. It's going to be kind of hard to see, but this is the back of the razor. You just slide the blade in from the back. I don't know if you can see that there's 2 little nubbins that the holes on the razor kind of slides in, and just pressure keeps it up there. The little nubbins go through the little slots on the razor blade itself. This is a feather Pro Guard in here, 3rd shave, and this is the 3rd shave with this. So as soon as I saw the handle and stuff, I'm like, that's ridiculous, and it's not going to be very comfortable. It was weird because as soon as I started shaving, I didn't really think much about it. So you can see I'm holding it this way. I don't know, one can watch. I never really paid attention to how I'm actually holding it, but it didn't really seem to be an issue. The first shave I had with this, I was just stunned. So if you've been following my videos, you know that the best razor in terms of, regardless of enjoyment and looks and all that stuff, would be the Blacklands Vector, which is this one, which I wasn't thrilled about the looks either, just because the handle is so thin and it's lighter. It's not a light razor, but it's lighter than I'd want a big, beefy, top performing razor to be. But then that one's gorgeous. This one is just bizarre. Anyway, I mentioned in my first review that I thought this was very similar to the Vector. And KJ was all over that. He's like, what are you talking about? This has a floating blade design and carve. So, like I said, the blade, there's really nothing in the middle, on the top and the bottom of it, which you would think would cause all sorts of chatter and not a very efficient shave. Because we know, like a DE blade that's not held nice and firm, in general, is not as good of a shave. So yes, mechanically, they are not similar. In terms of that, it gives you an incredible shave and you don't really have to think about what you're doing. I compare a lot of single edge razors that get you a super close shave, kind of to the RX. This one, I think this is the bad daddy of single edge razors. Super heavy, beefy, gorgeous looking. The other one I'm going to try from Occam's is similar in shape to this. And same kind of, you have to pull the head down this way to load the blade in, and then slide the head back together this way. But the RX requires thought. You need to pay attention. It will bite you in a heartbeat, or at least exfoliate you very well. If you're not paying attention. This one, I feel like it's like the Vector in that, you know, as long as you've got some experience and you're not using tons of pressure. I mean, I would imagine it would be irritating if you used tons of pressure. I'm not going to try it, but in terms of angle and all that, and no pressure whatsoever, it's really not a big deal. I have to imagine maybe that floating head design plays a little bit of role in that, if it can actually move a little bit and adjust for your mess up. So anyway, the very first shave with this, I thought possibly was even a better shave than the Vector. I wasn't concentrating on my technique so much and just really actually thinking about the razor. So now you can see I'm holding it. I just realized I'm holding it this way. I mean, you can't roll it, you know, it's not round, so you can't really roll it in your hand, but like I said, I'm not even thinking about how I'm holding it, it just works out. So there's 2 passes. We're pretty close to BBS already. On the 2 shaves I've had with it, there's been no alum sting at all. When I use the RX, there's always a chance of some alum sting. I'm thinking probably 50-50 on that when I use the RX. So the first shave I had with this, I thought it actually could, you know, we all think of the, not we all, a bunch of us I think of the Vector as an amazing magical razor. You get the right blade combination and you're just gonna get super close shave time after time with no alum sting. It's like, well then how can you improve from that? I don't know, this one felt like it may have. Seriously, the first shave I did with this, I didn't feel the blade at all. I think the first shave I had was the best. It seemed like every swipe I took, if I go back, oh, that's pretty good. You couldn't hear anything. It's just like one stroke in that area was done. It does feel more like a standard shave now, in the fact that it's not that I don't feel the blade at all or don't even feel it shaving, which is what it kind of felt like with the first shave. So I think I've toned it down from maybe kicking the Vector out of its kind of elite spot there, but I think it's definitely at the same level in terms of performance and all that. You can get them, I think all the, as of today, I think they still are having a sale where the razors are like half off or something. So for the price, if you don't mind the looks, or you actually kind of dig the looks or something at this point, I'd probably go with this one over the Vector. I also know that folks that had ordered the Vector like around Christmas time and stuff were having all sorts of delays and things getting it, so that also could play a factor. We'll check again, but Yeah, that's gorgeous. Nothing there. Monkey said because he sent 3 razors, we could keep the box for 2 weeks instead of 1. I don't think I'm going to use the DE. I've got the 6S, Rockwell 6S. That's my go-to amazing razor. I'm interested in these SEs. I was interested in the shape and stuff like that. I could run into the same thing using the DEs that he sent, that maybe I'll like that even better than the 6S, but I don't need that. So tomorrow I might shave with the Vector just to get a comparison one day after another versus my memory. And then I'll shave at least a couple times, unless it's a disaster with the other Occam razor he sent. And then I'll move it on to the next person. I don't need to keep it for 2 weeks. So yeah, that's it's very interesting to know the physics behind some of these razors, because you know the head, except that this one does look very different. But especially in DEs, the head designs look very, very similar to each other, or the way that they hold the blades, or this and that. So the differences between like okay and good and just outstanding have to be, you know, fractions of a millimeter, or gap or angle or things like that. All right, let's finish the alum. Just did my Thayer's lemon. There's a little thing, kind of a bummed joke about getting sponsored by Thayer's. So I thought it would be really funny to say, you know what, they finally did, and have like a Thayer's, like, you know, sign back there or something like that from them. So I actually emailed them and just said, hey, you know, this is kind of a running joke. Would you just have promotional material? I even said just like a couple stickers, or, you know, so I wasn't asking for much. It took a few weeks to get their response in, but no. What they said was that they don't have enough resources or enough supply or something like that for all the sample requests that they get. So I'm sure that that's just their boilerplate response, because I wasn't asking for samples. I wasn't even asking for product. You know, I think the most would have been the most expensive thing I said, or, you know, a hat I could wear, or a t-shirt or something, but c'est la vie. That's the end of that. I didn't even show you the boom on the 2-in-1. I'm going to finish up with this. And then after that dries down, I actually have the aftershave for the Cinewood Barocca. And that tells you I'm not using this enough. You can see the level of this. The soap's probably half gone, and Dangerous Dawn would probably be disappointed in my volume using that. Anyway, there we go. I just wanted to get a video in while I was using this razor, because I think it's pretty unusual. And so thanks to John, the monkey, because if it wasn't for his pass around, there's no way that I would pull the trigger on something like this just to try it out. You can get one if this really seems like it'd be super uncomfortable, which it's not. They've got a version where this is filled in, but you know, I guess holding it like this, my fingers aren't touching. Even holding it, I'd have to squeeze. I have to squeeze pretty hard to get the fingers to touch. So in terms of mechanically, I don't think having this filled in would make any difference in how you hold it. But like I said, works anyway. Works like a charm. Go get you one. Check to see if they're still on sale, because that's a screaming deal. I'll see you on the forums.